What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Sinoalice video, and we have a lot of things to talk about for today. So first off, let's go over the Twitter first, since I believe this is going to have all the update stuff, and then we're going to go into the individual things that we're getting. So first off, we are getting a new paid nightmare. So that is going to be Dryas. So I believe they're $35 or $40 for the paid nightmares. You're going to get 354 crystals and one copy of this nightmare. So you can buy this up to 5 times. That's going to give you close to about 2,000 crystals, or a little bit over 2,000 crystals, and a maximum broken Dryas. He basically, or she, if it's a she, I think it's a she, is basically the paid version of Shadow Lord. So right now, unless they release, so you may want to wait until we get the event to see what the nightmare is going to be for the new event we're getting with all this update. They may have the, the free-to-play version of her, but obviously you're going to get a lot more stats on the paid nightmare. Remember, the paid nightmares are going to give you the best stats, so that's more applicable for DPS. This is also a nightmare that's going to be more geared towards your physical DPS, so it's going to have an insane amount of physical attack, so just keep that in mind for that. The banner we're getting is actually going to be the Halloween classes up here, so I was pretty sure this week was going to be reality, so I don't know. This is also going to be a step up. So step 5, which should be 1,200 crystals, you're guaranteed 1 featured SR weapon. Unfortunately, there are 4 SR weapons featured on this banner. So there is going to be a bow, there's going to be an instrument, there's going to be a book, and then there's going to be a spear. So the bow and the instrument are going to have classes. So for the bow, you're going to have Little Mermaid, and then for the instrument, you're going to have Cinderella. So regardless, even if you're a DPS and you pull like Cinderella, for instance, at least you're getting a class that one time. But obviously you don't want to be pulling Cinderella multiple times if you can help it. And then next, we're also going to have the Festival of Deceit and Madness Co-op Guild event. Now, I'm not going to go into the event in this video because this is going to be more focused on a should you pull video or should you buy video for the nightmare and for the banner overall. So that's what's going to be coming. They also are going to have a new tutorial quest too. I don't know if we're going to get actual rewards or if that's simply just going to be for the new players. We'll see. That should be coming out as well tomorrow in the update, which is weird. We're having an update tomorrow and not Thursday because the banner, what is it? The Sleeping Beauty Breaker banner, I believe, is leaving on Thursday. So I guess maybe we're getting another banner Thursday too, possibly, but we'll see. I don't think it'll be another step-up banner. It'll probably be like another regular banner, which probably most people will be skipping because there is a lot of value in this banner as we're about to go over. So first of all, let's go over here. So this is all the English translations. So let's start with the instrument. This is going to be for your Little Mermaid, or I'm sorry, for your Cinderella. It's going to give you a total stats of 6263, which is very, very high for a source, for a minstrel. So very, very good there. 17 cost, wind attribute. It's going to have Heroes Harmony 3, Weapon Repair 2. I will go over that in a little bit. Then we're going to have Soul Eater's Light Sickle. This is probably the best weapon overall, I would say, simply because not only are the stats insanely high, I believe it's like 400 stats more than Beast Curse, and then it has very high magic attack, 2308, so very, very good. Still good on physical attack as well. So just all-around stats, very, very good. This is obviously max level broken. Obviously, you're not going to have it as high, but we will go into the level 80 stats for, the majority of players. They'll probably just go for the one copy, but it has DC 2 and Evil Thunder Defense 3. Evil Thunder Defense 3 is going to reduce the magical defense of the target, and we all know DC 2 is king. So very, very strong, and we'll get into a bit, but this does have a second evolution of why this is super amazing. And then we have Conjuring Agreement, which is going to be the book. No class with this, but still insanely high stats for a support weapon. 18 cost, wind attribute. Incantation of Corrosion 3, Destroy Weapon 2. We'll go into those skills because I believe they are all new for global. And then we have the Hunting Bow of Misery. Of course, of Misery, meaning it's a Little Mermaid weapon. 17 cost, 120, 6118. And you got here 2150 magic attack, 1851 fizz, physical defense 90d6, magic defense 1131. So definitely on the lower stats, but it is only a 17 cost weapon. Has mental focus 2, so probably the second best as far as magic bonus effect you can have with giving you increased magic attack when attacking. And evil gale of defense 3. I believe that's great attack and then lowers magic defense, I believe. But we'll go into that in a second here. So let's first go into the weapons. So Soul-Eating Slim Sickle. It is going to have at level 80. So you see here there is an LL, which means it evolves twice. So you can see here when it goes to like the black outline. That's your second evolution you get. Okay. And let's translate this to English just to make sure. Alright. So it has defensive magic duel 2 and colosseum increased magic defense. Wow. Which I believe we don't get that until the LL, or maybe we get it now. I don't know, but I don't know, because this says LL here, so maybe we get increased magic defense. Maybe we get 2 support skills. That would be crazy. Not sure though. We'll have to see when it comes out, because it didn't say that here. That they gave you an additional support skill here, but we'll see when it comes out if we have to wait for the LL version to get either of those, but we'll see. So anyway, so it's going to deal great magic damage to 1 to 2 enemies and decrease their magic defense. Very, very strong. And then it's going to have Dauntless Courage 2. So at level 80, obviously we're only going to have this version here. We're not going to have the LL for a while, probably. But here, you see here 5143, which is pretty on par stats for an 18 cost weapon. So very strong, very good effects there. And then you guys see here, once we get the Dragon Specimen Easy Flame and then the Dragon Heartwind, then we can evolve it again. It's going to cost 15 Dragon Shackles though. But you guys see here, it goes to a total, eventually, when we get the second evolution, of 8,000 total stats and nearly 2,800 magic attack. An absolutely insane weapon. I can definitely see, seeing that you have a 25% chance every 1,200 gems to pull this weapon, being that it's on a step up guarantee. It kind of sucks that there's 4 weapons on here, but I can see a lot of whales going for a maximum broken of this, and just because of the potential value. If you consider yourself a long-term whale, I think that you possibly could be going for this weapon MLB on this banner. Even though it's not as good as the Beast Curse, a lot of people who went Paladin or even just regular DPS went for a max broken Beast Curse, was because you had a 50% chance to pull it. But I still can see a lot of DPS wailing for this, for 5 copies of this, for sure. So let's go into the Sorcerer book. So it's going to reduce the physical attack and magical attack of 1 to 2 enemies by a great amount. I believe this is the first book that has up to 2 targets and decreases both stats. This, I feel, granted, if this was defense, this would be like a must pull for Sorcerers. So depending on where you're at, if your Sorcerers do not have a lot of good attack down books and your guild is lacking attack down, generally from what I've heard, Sorcerers, you typically want lower defense. It increases your life force damage. It increases your chance to get voted, all those good things. But still having that protection is still very, very strong. And then for the Colosseum support skill, fixed chance to moderately reduce enemies' physical attack and magical attack while providing backup. So, and then it has offensive magic duel 2 and Colosseum increased magic attack. So I'm unsure how this is going to work out when we get this in global, if we're going to have this offensive skill, because it was not teased in the actual dev notes. So we'll see. This may be an effect added later as well, just like with the Spirit. But this it's just a super strong weapon, guys. 5157, very, very good for 18 cost. So I feel this is, honestly, it's kind of a must pull for Sorcerers, to be honest. And I feel so if you're a mixed grid where you do instruments and books, I feel this is a very good banner to pull on. Because when we get into the instrument, it's very similar. And actually the instrument probably overall is better than the book. So Sorcerers could pass, but being a step up, 25% guaranteed to get it, I think it's worth it. Especially we just came off of GC. You just got, hopefully enough gems to do at least 1 multi. I feel it's worth at least 1 rotation. Hopefully you get that, or at least get a class to help your stats out, you know. So I feel it's a very solid banner. So the instrument, which is going to come with your Cinderella class, is going to increase the physical attack and magic attack of 1 to 2 allies by grade. This is probably, if not the best, one of the best instruments, period, in the game. Because regardless if your Vanguard is magic focused, physical attack focused, if this had support moon, then this would just be, I think, by far the best instrument in the game. It's just absolutely insane. The stats are a little low on it, but honestly, that really doesn't matter for minstrels too much. The fact that it has up to 2 targets of 2 stats is just bonkers. That's, you know, it's basically hitting 4 things. It's absolutely crazy. And then also has a fixed chance to moderately increase one Vanguard member a physical attack and magic attack while providing backup. So pretty close to support boon. It's probably as close as you can get to support boon without being support boon. This weapon is just bonkers. I feel it's just bonkers. I feel this weapon's insane. I think for minstrels, you want to get this weapon. On top of that, you're getting a class with it. So it's just super value for you to at least get 1 copy of this. Hopefully you guys have like can do at least 2 to 3 rotations. If you guys have bad luck first time, hopefully at least before the banner leaves, I hope you minstrels can get a copy of this. All right. So finally, the last weapon is going to be the bow, which is probably the weakest weapon, to be honest, of this banner. Unfortunately, it does come with, at least it does come with a class. If you do pull the bow, at least you get 1 copy of it, or at least you get 1 copy of the Little Mermaid class. So it's going to deal great magical damage to 1 enemy and decrease their magical defense by a small amount. So it's decent. I don't know. For bow users, of it not being, you know, this not being, obviously can't be dual target because bows don't do dual target. I feel this is definitely worse than just doing massive damage. I would rather just take massive damage with no defense down, to be honest. My opinion. And then it has mental focus too. That is good. I mean, this is basically the second best thing you get next to DC2, so still good. But it is a little understated. I think it should be around like at least 4,900 total stats for level 80, but it still has good magic attack at 1670. What did the spear have, real quick? For magic attack, it had 1788. So pretty close overall to the magic attack. Very, very close, considering it is 1 cost lower. So it does make sense that it is a little less stats. So stat-wise, it's actually pretty fine. It's just, unfortunately, the main skill, I think, holds this back a little bit. You know, so, because the DC2 to mental focus 2, you know, it is what it is. It's not quite as good as DC2, but it's very close as far as, like, usability and Colosseum. So I say it's super strong. So for the banner, before we go into the paid nightmare, before we wrap up the video of the should you buy for the paid nightmare, overall pulling, paladins, I say you definitely pull, absolutely. I think you need to get at least 1 copy of that spear. On top of that, being DPS, getting your chance at 2 classes on a step up. So basically the only thing that's bad to pull, at least if you do at least 1 to 2 rotations, is going to be the book. So that's the only thing you don't want to pull as a DPS. So gunners still pull, I would, especially if you guys are trying to rock out the new Half Nightmare. Physical DPS, I still could see you guys pulling simply because the spear is still good to have, has DC2. Any salad grid users, you definitely want to pull. So overall DPS, I feel is a pull to anywhere from 2 to 3 rotations, depending how lucky you are. If you're a sorc or minstrel, I feel you have to pull on this banner. I think minstrel, honestly, minstrel and paladins have the biggest benefit from this banner. So I feel minstrels, you have to get that instrument. I feel it's too important to pass on. Sorcerers, I could see because it's not a defense down, you could potentially pass, but overall, there's still a lot of other value you could use. You know, if you ever have to bring in instruments, getting the instrument to bring into your grid, if you're bringing it in for like a shinma, or if you're like kind of like hybrid sorcerer playing a min sorc build, it's still very good to get. So like our boy Freak in our guild, this will be a fantastic banner for him to pull on for both utilities for that. And there's no cleric supports here, so he's basically got a 50% chance to massively improve his grid. So overall, if you're aiming, basically everyone but clerics, I feel is a very valid reason to pull. Just paladins and minstrels, I feel, have a higher reason to pull overall. So that's my TLDR on should you pull. Now let's go over the paid nightmare. So look at the L version. If you guys get just the one copy, which I think is going to cost you around 35 bucks, you're looking at total stats at level 80, 6271. Very, very good. Just about what we see here, and the skill on it is going to massively increase the effect of wind skills while increasing the fire damage inflicted by enemies. So this is basically, guys, the Shadow Lord version of your wind skills. So Shadow Lord, UFO, however you want to look at it. So this will be the first one we get on global that compares to the same skill. So you see here, these are some other versions of things we could be getting down the line, which is Tank, Land of Solitude, Chronos, Lovely Twins. Kid of Public Scarlet is another paid. So if we go into, so if we get it from an event, more than likely it's going to be an S. Does not say how I obtained it, unfortunately, so I'm not going to look. But if perchance that the nightmares we get from this event does the same skill, I can see a lot of people passing on this nightmare. But if this is the only way to get that kind of skill for colo, a lot of spenders are going to buy this. I mean, a lot of whales who are just going to whale anyway will probably just buy this just for the stats, especially if you're a Vanguard. For me, unfortunately, it is very low on magic attack. It actually has the lowest stat is magic attack, and that's the stat I care about the most. So I'm going to see how my pulls go. And depending on how well they go, if I end up wanting to maximum break that spear, which I kind of really want to, I'm probably going to buy this out just because it's, you know, the only sale we're going to have going on currently for Twilight Crystals, and I'm probably going to have to spend a little bit of cash if I want to try to maximum break that spear. You know, I'm probably going to have to spend probably over 10,000 crystals, honestly. Unless my RNG is just godly, which it has not been lately, because I've been pulling books like nobody's business. So, overall, if you're a physical Vanguard, this is an amazing nightmare for you. So if you're a breaker or a crusher, the stat spread you get on this is absolutely bonkers. So you get 2483 physical attack and 2332 physical defense at level 120. That is almost 2500 physical attack added to your main grid is bonkers. So honestly, guys, if you guys are in that position to spend money as a physical Vanguard, it does make sense to maximum break this. So that's my opinion on the paid nightmare. Very, very good. Like I said, it's the only one as of right now, unless we do see that in the event, that only way to get this skill is through buying this through actual money. So anyway, guys, that's going to be the video. Hope you guys all enjoyed. If this information was helpful to you guys in some way, make sure you guys drop a like down below. Hit subscribe if you guys are new, and ring that bell so you do not miss the next video upload here on Fort Misery Gaming for Sinoalice. Let me know your thoughts. Am I wrong on any of these predictions, or not predictions, but advice as far as should you buy this nightmare and should you summon on the upcoming Step Up banner we're going to get tomorrow, so as well as the new event. So we'll probably just do a event review when it drops tomorrow rather than trying to go through all the data mine information on this, and then just do that for tomorrow's video for you guys. So I thank you guys so much for watching once again. Be safe out there. Take care of all your buds and your loved ones, and we'll see you all in the next